Mike, I wanted to break down some of the more recent headlines that have come out. We heard about the Trudeau meeting where tariffs took center stage with President Trump, or President-elect Trump. Do you think we've successfully sent that message now that there's a new sheriff in town? When even you have threats, kind of in jest, of Canada becoming the 51st state if they don't like what we have to present.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely the case that the whole world is on notice that what's been happening for the last 4 years, weakness, folks walking all over America, wars breaking out in different places. You saw the president's statement about the hostages. We still have Americans being held in the Middle East today. I think every one of these cases, the president is signaling that it's going to be back to where we were 4 years ago when President Trump was in office previously, where there's serious American leadership that will protect American interests, that will do the right thing for the American people. And when we do that, we'll have great partners and friends around the world. I think that's very clear. And I do, in fact, think you see foreign leaders, and frankly, not just their leaders, people all across the world saying, hey, this is refreshing, this is different. They'll struggle to figure their way through it. But I think they will all recognize that this will be a very different American leadership team than the one that they've been walking all over. And frankly, with respect to the wars, advancing their own interest at American costs with almost no cost to their country.
Mr. Secretary, the fact that these meetings are happening, the world leaders are going to Mar-a-Lago and meeting with President Trump and discussing really some of the campaign promises of President Trump about putting America first and how that would affect these foreign nations. But if President Trump can get these leaders on board, whether it be through the tough tool of tariffs, or if they decide to play ball and fix things like the porous southern and northern border that is at center stage in many of these discussions. If this can happen, and there's almost a Reagan-esque Iranian hostage moment for President Trump, where all the work is going forward in these discussions, and then when he takes office, we immediately see big reversals of the Biden policy. Where do you think that lands us in the world and looking forward to the future?
No, I think you've got it exactly right. I think you'll see big shifts. I think you see big shifts very quickly. Frankly, I think you see many of them already. I think you see Putin already reacting to the new leadership in the United States, trying to figure out how to gain leverage in the conversation. I think you see Hezbollah saying, maybe it's best if we just sign up for a ceasefire deal before President Trump takes office. Hamas saying, hey, maybe this is in our best interest. Iranians saying, we can have it. I think this is already ongoing. I think these shifts are already taking place, much like we saw the hostages returned on President Reagan's first day. It wouldn't surprise me about what we see more things like that. And then I'll give you one other thought. That's also something that I think presents real risk for, what do we have left, 40 days, 45 days before President Trump takes office? Who's the commander-in-chief today? Who's actually structuring America's responses to global threats as we sit here for what is another month and a half? And we should be mindful that the fellow with the nuclear codes, the fellow who's still running the U.S. bureaucracy, is Joe Biden. And President Trump's doing his level best to get a running start, but that we still have a period here where he's not in complete control of what happens.
Secretary Pompeo, before we let you go, I did want to take a moment because this is Giving Tuesday, and a very important day for all of us in the nonprofit world, as today a lot of people decide to give their year-end giving during Giving Tuesday. We currently have a Faith and Freedom year-end drive happening right now where donations are doubled. And you have seen firsthand, not only been a part of our team now for 3 or 4 years now, you have seen firsthand the work of the ACLJ and what it can do even inside administrations. I know a lot of people see, hey, Trump presidency is here, Senate and the House. What do we have to be fighting for? We know the fight does not even slow down. In some ways, come January 20th, it gets even harder.
Logan, that is absolutely true statement. The work now begins, the work for the conservative movement and the work for the ACLJ. And I saw this when I was a Secretary of State. I saw it when I was a CIA director as well. I saw the remarkable thought leadership. I saw the litigation that took place around the world, helping keep Americans free, protecting religious freedom, honoring our founding ideas. The work that was done was so valuable. It cost real money to do that. And I am so appreciative and was so appreciative when I was in government service of the work that you all at the ACLJ did. And it has been pretty special, pretty cool to be a small part of that for the last few years. And so I hope folks will continue to help the ACLJ be successful at delivering on the things that we care about for ourselves and for our families in America.
Thank you so much, Secretary Pompeo, for joining us again. Go to aclj.org and make that donation today. You know, it is Giving Tuesday, the biggest charitable giving day of the year, and it couldn't come at a more important time, as he was saying. Have your gift doubled today at aclj.org. We've been expanding our efforts as the radical left goes after faith and freedom and family. And they may have lost at the ballot box. And that's a pretty big referendum. But they are still entrenched across the country. There's still plenty of places where this is happening.